around 5 o'clock, which was quitting time for every freaking mechanic in that little town, and they're all stopping to get beer, and they all had their toolboxes in their trucks, and they saw us with the van open, and every single one of them came over and helped out.
If you need the water, check the beaches in the Carolinas. If you need the mountains, try the Appalachian Trail. If you need the redwood trees, gotta go to Yosemite. If you need me, 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 I'll be in Kansas City.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Kansas City Limits, the KCL Show, as we are now referring to it as. I love that, though. It kind of makes me think we're, like the Tonight Show. We're not. Yeah. Anyway, we welcome you. We have our special guest tonight is Michael B Tipton, and a part of the Scoundrels. Aaron, welcome.
That's all right.
And also tonight, my special guest, my co-host, is Deann Kinsch.
Yay. So glad to be here.
Oh my gosh, we're so glad that you're here. You have your own group of followings and shows that you do. So
I'm a fan, though, first and foremost. Truly.
you were always on my list this year to get as one of our co-hosts.
Well,
so,
exciting.
Yes.
This is a great idea.
All right. Well, we're going to jump right in. Again, I am so glad to have you on the show. As we were talking before the show, I have tried and not successfully in the past couple of seasons.
Been very elusive
to get you on the show, and now we do, and I'm excited. And you were one of the first guys out on my spreadsheet. I keep going back year over year, and I try to find and I push them over into the new season. So thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. So first, I'm going to kind of jump into this, the history of the Scoundrels. Tell us a little bit about how this thing got going.
Well, I started putting together songs probably in 2019, and really with the pandy dandy that happened, we're all stuck at home. I started going back through music that I grew up on. So Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, Asleep at the Wheel, George Jones, all that kind of stuff. And at the time, I was just playing in Found a Job, and we had, a couple original songs that we had split off and done that. I got really sick of those chords. So that was just a way for me to learn new music. And I grew up listening to it, but I never learned how to play it. And that kind of sparked, I want to do a country album. I've done a dance rock album. I've done hard rock. Aaron and I were in a band called Tabla Rasa, which is kind of like a Dave Matthews-y kind of thing in the early 2000s. But I didn't have country, and it's definitely something that I grew up on. So put together the songs, got Aaron and our drummer, Justin Danner. I've known Aaron since we were in preschool. And wow. Danner, we've been playing with him since we were in high school. So we're all Lawson boys. And we went to the recording studio. I started putting the songs down and went out and just networked and found other musicians to come in and play. So that was really the beginning seed of the Scoundrels. And then after the album came out, Nate Holt, Sam Shoemaker, Mike Alexander really kind of became the solid lineup.
So now were you playing, this kind of evolved in COVID, and then you took it out and then started playing and getting gigs and doing that, 2020, I guess?
2023 is whenever we released the album. So I started recording it in 2022.
Were you playing in any of the venues in town?
We played at the Pairing down in the Crossroads. I'd have a Mike Tipton and Friends night, and I would just bring in folks to set in, and we would play one or two songs together. And so it was almost like a little variety show.
So the name of the album is Out of the Woods, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so is that very sentimental? I mean, was that kind of like part of that coming out of that time?
Yeah. I think it was on my mind because one, it was kind of a return to acoustic instruments, so all wood instruments, but then also that whole journey of, COVID, and I think a lot of people grew during that time. We were kind of forced to grow in a lot of different ways. So,
well, and you've been playing in town for a lot of years.
Yep.
I mean, hell, I've seen you, I think 6 Black Fridays.
Yeah.
I mean, how long Black Friday's been doing for the?
I think this past year was our 12th, but the band's Found a Job's been doing it for,
But that's how actually, Buzz, who used to do sound for me, and when we were doing location shoots for the TV station, he's like, have you ever heard of Found a Job? I'm like, is that a band? He's like, yeah, it's a great band. I do their sound. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and he's like, they're coming up, and it was just out of COVID. It was that year everybody was getting back in.
Yep.
So it would have been your first time, I guess, back on that Black Friday.
Yeah.
Whatever year that was, and it was packed.
Yeah.
And I had buddies in from Colorado. Now they're huge Found a Job fans.
I love it. I love it.
He's seen you now 2 other times.
Sweet.
So, but anyway, on the Scoundrels, you come out of COVID, you're getting some gigs. Was the plan always to come up with an album?
It started with the album. I just wanted to put out an album.
Gotcha.
And I kind of constructed the Scoundrels to be, a backing band, but I put it under, that was the first album I've put out that was under my own name. And so I've always kind of had this construction with the band where I can go play a solo show and I don't have to come up with a new name
Yes.
Aaron and I go play duo shows all the time. And then for the first year that we were playing out and the album was out and everything, I had 3 pedal steel players that were on rotation. I had 2 or 3 guitarists, depending on where we play. So I kind of just built a bench of really great musicians. And I'd say within the last year and a half or so, it's really solidified. And now, the musicians that I'm playing with kind of prioritize the gigs whenever I say they're coming up.
Sounds familiar.
Yes.
Well,
I know
like
that
whenever you're playing with like some of the top players in Kansas City, they are wanted people.
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's absolutely
And
true.
that's exactly this town. And we almost every show, I'm pretty sure, bring that up, how that is Kansas City. I mean, the local scene here is just phenomenal, but just the fact that you've got guys that are skill level, superb, if you will, and but are still humble enough to just want to play with everybody and do that. And I'm God, what a great town to live in, to be in the live music scene.
This song is called Walking the Wire. This song, actually, I wrote it on my first co-writing trip down to Nashville. And I had a book of just one-liner lyrics and some ideas. Threw me in a room with a stranger for 3 hours and said, write a song. And I had this line that my friend had said that I had overheard. He said, you can't have a circus without the clowns. And so that was the starting point for Walking the Wire. The ringmaster sipping on a tea, spit some about you, spit a lot about me. Now I hear them whispering when I go downtown. No, you can't have a circus without some clowns. No, you can't have a circus without a tent. And I've been walking on a tightrope since the day I rode in. I see them pointing, wondering when I fall. Well, don't blink now, it's my curtain call. I'm going to a spot between the river and the tracks. Take my claim, I ain't going back. You can keep your big top, I ain't swallowing fire. I'm going to a spot between the river and the tracks. Take my claim, I ain't going back. Got 2 feet out the door, I'm done walking the wire. The magicians are pulling bottles out of their sleeves. Been steady drinking since 1983. And a crowd gathers around, they'll just disappear along with the poor folks' money and a belly full of beer.
know you can't have a circus without a trapeze, and I've been swinging like a monkey out here on the breeze. I see them pointing and wondering when I fall, but don't blink now, it's my curtain call. I'm going to a spot between the river and the tracks. Take my claim, I ain't going back. You can keep your big top, I ain't swallowing fire. I'm going to a spot between the river and the tracks. Take my claim, I ain't going back. Got 2 feet out the door, I'm done walking the wire. And tomorrow they'll all be swaying in the choir, sweating through their robes from tonight's fat tires. No, I ain't gotta stay in this 3-ring town. I'm leaving this circus, tired of being their clown. I'm going to a spot between the river and the tracks. Take my claim, I ain't going back. You can keep your big top, I ain't swallowing fire. I'm going to a spot between the river and the tracks. Take my claim, I ain't going back. Got 2 feet out the door, I'm done walking the wire. Hey! To a spot between the river and the tracks.
We've been there. Okay. Real quick. So you guys then now, are you doing another album?
Yeah, we're going to be putting an album out at the end of July.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I got to see, you sent me some video of some gigs. I will say, man, I really, but my job, it is always, it keeps me, and it's the season. I'm in the RV business, so it's at that time. But I literally, my plan was on Friday was to come down and see you guys at the Brick, right? Because Robert, you know, who's one of the executive producers for this show, is a good friend of mine, and I know he was playing with you. Yeah. And I was like, oh. I left there. It was when I left was 8:30, and I live way out south. So, but I did want to see it. But my point was, I wanted to make is in the videos, I love the fact that you have a little bluegrass going on in that band that I absolutely love. I mean, I am a Robert Earl Keen fan, like nobody's business. And I mean, you know, but with that, you guys, are you going to stay true to the sounds that you're doing now? Or are you going to try to reach out and do something different?
I think it's one of those things that it's evolved so much just with the players that we've had right now. And one of the things that Aaron and I were talking about is, you know, I'll write a song, and I'm constantly writing songs. I'll send the home recording over to everybody, and a lot of times me, Aaron, and Justin we practice consistently, so the core is real tight, but everybody else just kind of hears it and comes in. Sometimes we're playing it for the first time live, and that's the skill level of the band is like they're not tripping on each other or anything like that. Like really good listeners. And so that's kind of evolved some of our music just organically because you're coming up with things on the fly, something stick, you know. So I think that is part of that natural evolution of the music.
What I hear, I mean, it did. And your voice, of course, I've heard you have such a wide range anyway. But man, the first video that you sent me, I thought it was Robert Earl Keen. I mean, if you're familiar, I mean, he's a Monroe disciple, right?
Yeah.
So it was
big fan.
It was very nice.
Do you find yourself recording yourself when you're just messing around? Because just in case you hear, I was gonna say you have all of those recordings, so you can go back and go, this is what we're gonna do. Because that's the biggest, probably my biggest regret is not recording more of what the sessions that I did early on, because I was messing around and just, you know, me and Scotty and Joseph would just be sitting there, and all of a sudden we'd be like, and then I'd forget. And then I'd go, oh, we did talk about that, didn't we? So that's smart.
Yeah.
That's something I've learned.
And it's on your phone, you know.
Right now
and,
you can just record it, exactly.
Yep.
But we didn't do it early on. Like I just didn't think about it. So
Yeah. I learned that with Found a Job coming up, we practiced in our percussion player. He's got a recording studio. Okay. And so he just record practices, and then we would just play the tapes until the next practice, right? And you can hear the things that you need to work on and all of that. And that's just been kind of the philosophy since then, is like, you know, warts and all, here's what it is, here's what
and
we sounded like.
It's smart for the hired guns that you have to do every once in a while. You just already have the recordings and you just say, here you go. And that level of professionalism, they can listen to it one time and then they go, okay, I'm ready to go. And it eliminates sometimes that rehearsal, the extra rehearsal you don't have time for.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's good.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about Nashville.
All
How
right.
about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any experience in Nashville?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I, along with the journey of the Scoundrels and everything, I just, you know, I think what I want to leave behind, I'm not going to die a rich man. I already know that, right? I've got 4 kids. My legacy is going to be my songs. And so the music that I've created over the years. And I just really started dedicating myself to being a better songwriter and learning different ways of doing it. And one of the best ways that I know how is to get in a room with somebody.
Some co-writing.
Yeah,
Yes,
and do
100%.
co-writing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of that happens in Kansas City. It's hard to get people to come in a room and co-write with you. So going down to Nashville, I was able to get a network of some songwriters that I had met, some folks that introduced me to somebody else, that kind of stuff. And was lucky enough to work with a real small studio down there. I go down to Nashville probably every 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And, you know, they throw you in a room with a stranger and or it's somebody I met like when I was in East Nashville. I bring my cards and that's where all the songwriters are. So you just introduce yourself and keep in touch. But they
Do
put
you
me
like
up for,
that? I mean, that's a little bit of pressure, right? I mean, going in.
I like the pressure.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm writing down stuff that I overhear all the time. I'm writing down, I got one-liners for days. I got a whole little
Like
electronic
early-
notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier, I said a line over there, and I literally said, I better write a song about it. And he said, better hurry up.
Songwriters.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that's getting down there and doing it the first time. I was really nervous and felt like a fish out of water, really.
Why? Because you wanted to impress, or you just?
Yeah, I mean, you're going in. The Nashville songwriters are just so quick on their feet, and I threw out one line, and the guy's just like, you know, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, hold on, I need to get another coffee here."
And every year,
And it was really exciting, but at the same time, super intimidating. You know. And the more that I've gone down there and done other co-writes, like sometimes you don't walk out of there with anything at all. You just don't mesh. And then other times I walk out and I'm like, you know, so pumped. But a lot of it is networking with folks, meeting, you know, other songwriters, that kind of stuff. So I try to go down there. They put me up for free, that studio does. So I'm in a little apartment every time I go down there. I don't have to pay for lodging, so that's a nice little perk with all of it. So it's been a really great experience, and I've met a lot of people that I wouldn't have.
Has that studio asked you to write for other artists? Like, I mean, is that when you go down there, are you
that's
asked?
one of these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not there yet.
days.
Well,
Yeah.
and then when you go down, do you ever go to the listening room? Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite places
Yeah.
in Nashville.
Yeah.
Bluebird, I'm assuming you've
Bluebird,
been to
yep.
there. Okay.
Yep.
So with songwriting, I know one of the first things I was told when I first started songwriting was every year it seems like there's 10 words you stay away from. You don't write about your truck. There was like 1 year it was a truck, any like a yellow truck, a blue truck, any kind of color of a truck. You shouldn't. And then one was a dog, and then there was like several others. And this was a songwriting camp I went to, and I had just finished writing my album. And every one of those words are on my
They're in there, yeah.
In fact, they're the title of my songs. So
Yeah.
have you found that when you go down there that like there's just things you stay away from, like people will say,
a lot of the
so
Nashville
cliche.
folks are
They
okay
don't
with
care.
cliches.
They don't care.
Yeah,
They
they're
just-
like, okay, what's selling right now? And
Right.
we're going to copy it. So I feel like I do bring a unique outsider's perspective on those rights, because I will be like, I'm not saying truck.
Right.
I'm not mentioning beer. Okay.
Right.
Like, we're going to allude to somebody drinking, but like, there's this great quote by Tyler Childers where he was talking about like people used to be the songwriting focal point in country music, and you use props to tell the story. And now it's like the props are the focal point and the people are kind of, you know,
That's
you can have them or not. So I've been very cognizant of that I want this to be people focused and not
more George Jones.
Yeah, more George Jones. We need to have the storytelling that
absolutely
everybody can relate to.
I agree.
So, yeah.
I absolutely agree to that.
And if I got to hear another fish hunt, golf, drink, I'm like, come on, come on. AI can do that.
So Nashville, let's kind of stay on that. So you got kind of a regular gig going down, and do you think that's going to turn into something, or is that just to help you up here to do what you're doing with the Scoundrels?
Yeah, I think at first it was just to develop my songwriting and to make some connections down there to more songwriters and that kind of stuff. And now I'm thinking more along the lines of like, you know, how do I get sync licensing going, and, you know, who can I meet that would help me out with publishing and that kind of stuff. You know, Kansas City doesn't really have the music business infrastructure yet. I think it's coming, but Nashville's got all of that built in. So the more I get down there and the more I'm comfortable with all of it, the more I'm like, okay, what can I do next?
You never know. I mean, one of the largest entertainers in the world, Chris Stapleton, doing the same thing, writing songs, coming out of Nashville. And I mean, look at him now.
Yeah.
You'll never sing these songs.
Right.
Look at him. Everybody wants to
Chris Stapleton, Johnson Brothers. If you don't know that,
absolutely right. Well, Jamie Johnson, I mean, he was writing songs for George Strait for years. Nobody knew who he was. Or they thought he was the guy that was carrying the stuff in.
Yeah, he's a roadie. Yeah.
But,
which makes me love him even more, right?
There's some goals, I guess, that would turn into. All right. Moving on. Let's see. I love this. So, and I didn't want to say anything until we got here, but I love what you put here on your form was the luckiest tour ever. Expand, please.
Okay. Well, we went down to Nashville, took the Scoundrels down to Nashville to play last summer, and the whole trip was just one kind of lucky thing after another. And so we're on the way down. I've got 7 people
in a bus
coming down in a van.
In a van,
yeah. So I'm driving down. We stop along the way. You know, I'm daddy, so I'm paying for everybody's food and lodge and all that kind of stuff. So we stop to eat. Everybody orders. I'm the last one to come up and pay, and I come up to pay, and the credit card machine scanner goes down, and the employee's like, "Hold on just a second, I'm gonna reboot it," and he reboots it, and it crashes again. And then after, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, he's like, "You guys look cool. Go ahead." And just gave us food. So we walked out of there with like $80 worth of food.
Nice.
Then the power steering went out on my van around Paducah, Kentucky. And, you know, I could drive, but I was concerned that other things were going to fall apart. So we pull into, you know, this little town and pull up to the gas station. And we happen to pull in around 5 o'clock, which was quitting time for every freaking mechanic in that little town. And they're all stopping to get beer, and they all had their toolboxes in their trucks, and they saw us with the van open, and every single one of them came over and helped out. So that was lucky. When we got to Nashville, we're playing at Dee's Lounge, which is in East Nashville. It's not on Broadway where all the people are. So, you know, I'd ran ads down there and did marketing to draw some people there. But right before we play, there's maybe 20 people in the bar. And, you know, I was just happy to be playing down in Nashville. That was one of our goals. But right before we played, I'm outside, and there's 3 buses of bachelorette party that pull up.
No.
And they were like, we asked somebody where we should go because we didn't want to be on Broadway anymore. And they told us Dee's Lounge. And we played to a packed bar. It was amazing. So,
oh my gosh, how lucky.
Yeah. I mean, 5 minutes before we played, it was like, oh, wow. Okay. This is going to make everything great. So real high energy show. And that was lovely. But so I take everybody home after we get back to Kansas City, drive back. It's pretty late at night. Aaron's car is at my house. So I live in Liberty, and we stop for smokes right outside of Liberty in Pleasant Valley at the Quick Trip. And I parked and got a little bit of gas in the van, and we had this luggage rack thing on top. And because everybody had taken their stuff out, it was just kind of flopping up there. Drew some attention with a cop. So Aaron comes out, we pull off into the road and immediately get pulled over. And unbeknownst to the rest of the band, Aaron knew. I had taken the plates off of my truck and just slapped them on the van because I was like, I don't have time for all this crap. So we made it all the way down, all the way back. I am 2 miles from my house.
Oh my gosh.
We get pulled over. The cop comes up on the passenger side, which is where Aaron's sitting. He's like asking us, what are you doing? What's the thing on the top?
The Liberty Popo?
Okay. And he's like, your plates actually run to a Tacoma. I was like, yeah, that's mine too. That's also my... And Aaron just starts talking to the cop. And he's like, yeah, we just went down to Nashville and played. I'm just thinking, he's telling them we just fucking went over state lines. And, I'm so screwed. It's 1:30 in the morning. And he's like, oh, really? What'd you go to Nashville for? And we're like, oh, we play in a band. And he's like, what's the name of the band? And he's like, Michael Tipton and the Scoundrels. That's Michael Tipton right there. And he starts talking about Dee's Lounge and all this kind of stuff. And the cop's just engrossed in a thing. He's got my license and all that crap. And he leaves and he walks back to the car. And another cop comes around and pulls behind that cop. So now I got 2 cops behind me. And I'm like, I'm definitely going to jail tonight. I'm definitely going to jail. And he comes back maybe 3 minutes later, and he's like, my ticket printer is broke, so
no way.
You guys just head on home. So
a music
we got home.
Obviously.
Yeah. That was the capper for
my guitar's gotten me out of at least 3 tickets in my backseat. So
yeah.
This is the luckiest.
That is the luckiest.
The
luckiest tour ever. Yeah.
That's amazing. Darn printers were your friend, weren't they?
He was like, give me your
printers.
address, and then nothing ever happened.
Right.
So.
That's great. And Aaron, what a friend you are.
I try to be.
See, just start talking about how you're a band and you went to Nashville and you get the
Don't
right.
ask what's in the trunk. Now we've been there a while. It's not our first rodeo.
So. Right. Right. Well, you have some recent releases. Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of those?
Yeah. So we've been on this pattern of dropping a single a month for almost a year now.
Wow, that's great.
We kind of took a look at like what Charlie Crockett was doing, and like he's just he's dropping albums. So he drops an album like every 3 months. Whether it's good for him or not, I don't know. But it always creates some kind of excitement or something to talk about. So we started doing that last summer. This year, at the end of last year, I did a Christmas song with Seiko from Freedom Affair.
Nice.
So we co-wrote a Christmas song, and that was kind of the not Scoundrels drop. But this spring we released Hot Headed Lover, which is out, and it's performing really well. Actually got picked up. This is the first time it's like a song's gotten picked up by the algorithm. Yeah,
so, it came up right from. I listened to it 3 times on the way here tonight. So
yeah, I mean,
did. Yeah,
usually
I'm
just promoting the crap out of it to get people to listen to it, and it got picked up, and every time I look at it, I'm like, what? So that's awesome. And then last Friday we dropped another song called Purdy Sue, which is
I just saw that too.
Yeah, which is a song about my backyard birds. It's my love song to all my backyard birds. So.
I wondered who it was too.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay, it made sense. Totally makes sense.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
So that's kind of the last drop that we're going to do, and then we're
Okay.
repackaging all the songs that we've dropped and then putting an album out.
Which will be how many? 12, 13, 14?
I think we're going to probably end up with like 9 or 10, I think.
okay.
Yeah. So there were a couple, like January and February were just, they're not good months to drop music, really.
You're going to do vinyl?
Would love to. I did vinyl with Out of the Woods, and it sells pretty good. And
I love the vinyl. And I think everybody's having a huge comeback with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And we found out, people are still buying CDs, and some people have asked for tapes. I'm like, okay.
We did an album here, and then we had a bunch of CDs. What we've discovered was nobody has any fucking place to put them.
Right.
I mean, no cars are built.
That's why it never even occurs to me. So,
But there's a huge push right now. You can go on Amazon and you can actually buy these players that have all the options for you and Bluetooth built in. And I mean, it's really nice.
Not just that, but there is a freaking huge market outside of the country. So there's not necessarily third world countries, but certainly in South America, where CDs and boom boxes are still huge, right? So CD sales in these countries are big.
They're still,
Yeah. So there's a place, but I love the vinyl, and I love my little record player to listen to them on. Okay. So when can we expect that? Is there a date? Or
we're having a album release party at the Ship on July 31st, and the album will be called A Bird in the Hand. Yeah.
Is that July 31st, a Friday or Saturday?
I think it's a Friday.
And it's a little earlier show, right? What time will that show be?
Typically we start at 7, play for a couple of hours.
Okay.
It's like a dinner matinee, so they open the doors at 6 and get everybody seated and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I actually just went to one of the dinner matinees.
So that's not going to be at the bar area. That's going to be in the that back area?
No, it'll be in the big.
Oh, it is?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Cool. How many people?
How many people in the band that night?
No, how many people will be able to go?
The room holds 400. So 400 people.
Wow. That's like putting seats in the garage at Nux. I think that's what it holds is 400.
Actually, it could go up to 600 at Nux because if they open that back standing room
back
only.
side,
Yeah.
Wow.
400 and I think 50 is considered sold out for.
Yeah.
Like that's random information in my head.
We'll definitely plug that, and we'll make sure that there gets. Now, can people buy tickets now for that?
Yeah, I think the link is up. I think they've got everything updated.
At the Ship?
Yep.
On their site?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
ShipKC.com.
We'll get that. Again, I want to let everybody know we're here at Soundworks Studio with our good friend Andy Oxman. And again, we have Michael B Tipton and The Scoundrel.
The Scoundrel.
Part of The Scoundrel. Aaron Lewis, bass extraordinaire and sometimes vocals. And evidently you've been running with this cat for a lifetime.
Pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And do you do anything else outside of this band?
Yeah, I play with some people up north. Sarah Johnson is a phenomenal country singer. Do some things with her. But, to bring it back home, everyone asks me, who's your influences, Geddy Lee, Motley Crue, blah, blah. The reason I do this at 50 years old is right here. The reason I have a room full of guitars is right here, because it was junior high, early high school. We got Appetite for Destruction from Guns N' Roses, and we started talking about let's do this.
Let's do it.
And
I want to wear a bandana forever.
The delusion is not past, and so maybe 75. I'm going to cap it.
Yeah.
So
don't
better
put it
hurry.
down.
So Aaron, so what's the name of the first band you two were in together?
Hangnail.
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 And then
How old were
That's
you
such
at
a
that
high
time?
school band name.
So high school age.
Yeah.
Hangnail.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Feeding Chance and Tabla Rasa and actually, I was in the first couple years of Found a Job, and then I got a job.
Well said. Yes.
Well said, sir.
Damn.
That's funny. Oh.
But no, this is it's been a fantastic life. We talked about it earlier off the record. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't change a thing because I'm glad I'm sitting here in this chair tonight with everybody.
Mm-hmm. And we're glad you're here, brother.
And it's been a wild ride. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's a lot of heartache, a lot of struggle, a lot of dragging stuff up on top of a bridge over the river. But thanks, man.
Yeah,
I've given him many opportunities to send me down the river.
Well, that's beautiful, and I think
that's a friendship. Right?
It's a friendship, and one of the songs you're singing tonight, or you did earlier, and we recorded it, was called "The Great Speckled Bird."
Yeah,
and there's a line in there. I was listening, and it's this one's from the pain, but this one's for the love.
Yeah,
and that's what that reminds me of, because you said there was a lot of pain, but there's a lot of love, and you two are a testament to that for sure. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
I'm mostly the pain. He's mostly the love.
Not to butt in, but if you want to be a local musician, you got to suck it up, because we've played more shows to 3 people than we have 300. A lot
That's
more.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I do it for this guy.
Has to come from the inside.
And Justin. We're the 3. We're the core. We talk about our text, string. We have the A team, but then we have the core.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we had here recently, we had Nick Schneblin on the show, and Nick does a gig at BB's a couple of Tuesdays every month, right? But one of the things he says was, on a Tuesday night, rarely outside of a dinner crowd that leaves, by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
He goes, but some of the best music that he's ever played was to a bar that had 5 people in it, right? Because the band was clicking or whatever was working, right? So there's something to that. It doesn't really matter if you're enjoying yourself playing with your bandmates or whoever's on stage with you that night. So,
all right, this song is called "Great Speckled Bird," and this song got inspired by when my daughter was cutting my hair. She asked me how I got so many gray hairs, and so it kind of inspired the songwriting around this. So this is "Great Speckled Bird." This one's for the boot I threw at her window at sundown to sneak her out after the dark. All I did was make a neighbor's dog bark. I hid behind a honeysuckle row, praying that her daddy didn't show. She slipped soundly through it all, and I limped on one boot short from the nest to the wire. Looking back on what I've done, each feather yearns for the wind to carry it on. A great speckled bird flying to the sun. Oh, this one's from the pain, this one's for the love. This one's for the first cigarette out back on a 10-acre tract. We prayed summer would never end. Here you are, you're still my best friend. From the nest to the wire. Looking back on what we've done, each feather yearns for the wind to carry it on. A great speckled bird flying to the sun. Oh, this one's from the pain, and this one's for the love. All that love and pain are intertwined, and memories that turn the hair upon my head gray. This one's for the dirt on my knees, my recumbent paint, desperate to breathe. The look in her eyes, the love I was offered, the passing of time. The wound starts to soften from the nest to the wire. Looking back on what I've done, each feather yearns for the wind to carry it on. A great speckled bird flying
to the sun. Oh, this one's from the pain, but this one's for the love. High five.
We got our pronouns right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Michael, I believe I was one of the voters on this because I saw it. It came out, I think, on Facebook, or somewhere I went in. You were nominated for Best Vocalist in KC Magazine's 26 poll.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Well, when you do sold out shows at Nux all the time, I mean, why would you not be? I mean, you've got a wide range, and let's face it, when David Byrne was in his prime, as did he, right? I mean, and you emulate well when it comes to that. I mean, the first time I ever saw you, I'm like, because I got to see the Talking Heads back in the day, and you're stumbling around on the stage. You pull the lampshade. I mean, it was like, holy shit, this is the show, right? I mean, you did it so well. So I don't think that would be a surprise that you would be nominated for that. So what comes with that? Do you?
Well, I think they did the last round of voting, and then we find out, I think in July or August, who the winners are. But that's the first time I've been nominated for vocalist stuff. The Found a Job's been nominated several times for Best Tribute Band.
A lot of dudes singing in this town.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Do you win any money if you win?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's just bragging rights.
Accolades, yeah.
You're a winner.
You get a t-shirt.
Get a little blue ribbon I can pin on myself.
Well, on that note, June 19th will be the next Found a Job, right?
Well, we're doing June 13th at Ranch Mart.
Okay.
And then the 19th is at Knuckleheads.
And what is that? That's
there
a
it is.
festival,
Okay.
right? Ranch Marts. It's
Yeah, they have it's an annual summer event that they have, and they'll typically bring in somebody from out of town.
Oh yeah, I mean they've had some big acts that have played there. The Little River Band was there last year. I think I saw that.
They've got Sister Hazel coming in this year too.
Yeah. So that's. Have you been before?
Not.
It's kind of like
I
the
probably
park.
was playing.
You know where the park is over across from Town Center?
Yes.
It's just like kind of that
Okay.
area. It's a courtyard, if you will, behind
Oh, I know
Ranch
exactly
Mart
what you're
North.
talking about. Yeah.
But they did a really good job with it, I thought. Stage looks nice. I haven't seen a band there, but me and my buddy who does a Grateful Dead show there in the Ranch Mart
cool.
strip center there. And so I'll give that a plug. Frank Gilman will be there on the 12th of June, the night before, doing a tribute to Brent. But anyway, so we got to walk back there, and it's a big space. So, and bring your own lawn chairs, I'm guessing, is that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that is June the 13th at the Ranch Mart, 95th and Metcalf, or 95th and Mission Road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the next Friday we are hitting it back at Knuckleheads again. And those two kind of popped up because of the FIFA stuff going around in town. So, that was one of those things where it was like, maybe we should be playing more shows during that time.
When is Knuckleheads?
The 19th of June.
So Michael hosted a 6-night sold-out show at Musical Theater Heritage called On the Road Again. So tell me all about that.
Okay, so they've got plays and musicals coming through there all the time, and a few of my friends will play. They're kind of in a ongoing backing band. And when they found out they were going to do a country music, showcase of the Highwaymen, basically.
Right.
My name got dropped in the hat pretty quick, and I was thinking I would probably come in and sing a few songs. So I reached out to Linnea, and she was like, "Can you send me a video of you doing a Highwaymen song?" So I did a couple and sent it to her. And then a couple days later, she was like, "I want you to be the host So then I thought, oh, I'm not going to sing. I must have blown that, but I must have had the look or something. I was wearing a cowboy hat.
I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
But what it was that I got to take the crowd through the whole journey and tell all the stories of how the songs were created and, you know.
I mean, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash,
Waylon's got great stories.
Exactly.
There was no shortage of stories whatsoever.
I'm sure.
And so ended up, you know, either playing guitar. I played guitar on almost all of them. Played harmonica on some of them, but I got to host and sang, you know, half the songs in the show. And we're definitely going to do it again next year, but it ended up being, they added a show. It was originally 5, and then they added an additional show because it was selling out so quick.
When is this?
It was in January.
Just this past January?
Yep.
So 6 nights sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did they promote? I mean, I never heard anything about it.
Yeah. So they've got a pretty robust mailing list,
well,
but
sure.
They've got 3 or 4 stages that they do different types of, you know, they'll do like a full-on musical. I think they did Moby Dick, and it was, you know, just a full-on musical.
I've heard of them. I just didn't hear about this part of you know, them having this event.
So I think it was just they haven't done anything like that with that type of music before. And
they'll be doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was really well received.
You don't sell out 6 nights and say, let's hang it up.
Yeah.
That is
well, it's so fun because by the end of it, you know, you're 6 nights in a row and you're working with the same 4 or 5 people, and, you know, they're like, let's just do this. Like, let's just keep playing at different venues and stuff. And it was like, you know. And then they went on and did other shows. So you can't really do that. But
that's what makes it special. I think those I've noticed in Kansas City, there has been these pop-ups of these. There used to be tribute, you know, they still are tributes, right? I'm tributes, but those are ongoing. Those are you just rebook and redo the same things. But now it's these highlighting, like you have the Pink Floyd coming up that you're doing, and you're not going to continue doing that all the time. But it's that special night of these amazing musicians who can come together and play at a whole different level, and it's an experience. And I've noticed that's really been in the last few years. I've noticed that really starting to take off again in Kansas City, and it's fun. Some of my own bandmates are getting the opportunity to do some of those things, and I think it's thrilling. It's great.
And it got
that's
me,
how Found a Job started.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, we did it was sponsored by Sonic Spectrum, and it was at the old Record Bar.
Okay.
Which was formerly Malloy Brothers.
Yeah, sure.
And
Bob
it was a
Walking Horse favorites.
Sunday nights they would do a tribute night, but you'd have like 6 different bands coming in, and they'd all play the same band. So we played 3 Talking Heads songs, and I was in an original act called Molly Picture Club at the time. And so we brought in a few extra people to fill it out. I got off stage that night, and by the end of it, already had booked a loft party for my unnamed band, and found out that people were actually going to pay us to do it. So there's a Talking Head song called Found a Job.
Yes.
But it's also tongue-in-cheek because it was the only band that we made money off of for a very long time. I wanted to call it Psycho Killer, and the drummer of that band, Matt Hayden, was like, no, we need to do Found a Job because we can.
I love it. I love the name. I love how you guys put it. You know, in an old retro TV. I mean, it's perfect. It's exactly because Psycho Killer. Yeah, obviously that would have been great, but this is much better. Yeah, much better.
I don't regret.
What's the band that plays sometimes at the ship called Psycho Bunny Killers or?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk later, but it's.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's great. Maybe you'll have them on the show. It's fun too.
Okay, well, we'll find them.
I mean, they're no Michael and Aaron, but.
All right, so let's see. We've got some guys in the band that we're going to plug here that weren't able to make it on the show. But again, your bass player, Aaron Lewis, who's with us tonight, Justin Danner on drums, Nate Holt on keys, Mike Alexander lead guitar, Sam Shoemaker pedal steel guitar. God, I love the pedal steel guitar. Who'd we have, Andy? Mark Murtha. Oh, I love the steel pedal.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this cat, Michael B Tipton, acoustic guitar and vocals. That is the band Michael B Tipton and the Scoundrels.
Yeah.
You can catch them playing in Kansas City again June 13th at Ranch Mart, the festival that they have, June 19th at Nux in the Garage.
Yep.
I'm guessing, yeah. That's the only place I've ever seen you at Nux. No? The last time I
do
saw
outside,
you were outside.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love
came
the
up
outdoor
and
stage.
talked to you.
It's so fun.
Yeah, so that's right. But this one will be in the Garage on the 19th?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
I don't really know. We usually find out like the day before.
And then this was, I think, you'd come up with these, but I'm going to mention them. So you've got some upcoming events to promote. Hot Headed Lover, which is out now, right?
Yep.
It released
Stream
on the 24th
anywhere.
or last month, okay? As Deann let us know. And then Purdy Sue also just now out, right?
Just
This
Friday.
past week. Yeah, okay. And that was you were at the Brick on Friday, and then Saturday, where were you?
Rock Island Bridge.
Rock Island Bridge. How was that?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
So you're up on the on that top tier. Okay.
Yeah.
Were there a lot of people?
Yep.
Yeah, ton of people. It really feels like it's probably Kansas City's first tourist destination spot. It's not hooked to sports. It's not, it's its own thing. You can't really find anything else like it, especially in the Midwest. So there were a lot of out-of-towners there, and we just had a great the crowd as soon as we started playing. It was up and dancing, and
Oh man.
I saw some video
I'm
of
guessing
it.
that's
Yeah,
only
it's
going to get
pretty fun.
bigger
It's
as
pretty fun.
they fill the city next month with soccer. So
Yeah.
do you plan to go back? Have they asked you back soon? Or
I'm sure we'll go back at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got the summer pretty well booked out.
How was that load in? I'm sorry, did I bring that up? I went the other
was-
day, and I thought it was thrilling. They do have a elevator, and that is the saving grace.
do they?
Yeah.
So right now, the only way that you can load in is from the Missouri side, and they don't have like a ramp to drag your carts up in, so you have to kind of do this Candyland sidewalk thing, and so it's a good
But
eighth of a
as-
mile, quarter of a mile.
Sure.
Yeah,
But
so
as
that's a
Michael
haul.
said, it's worth it because it is a great place to play. I happen to go and I've watched a few bands there, and yes,
I have not yet.
It's
but
a great
I've
location.
heard great things, and I plan to go.
I think when
Okay.
they open the Kansas side, it's just going to be a street. You can park there and just walk across.
It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Where you can find these guys is all over the place. In fact, michaelbtiptonmusic.com
Yep.
on the website. Social media includes Instagram, also Michael B Tipton Music, Facebook, same thing, and YouTube, Michael B Tipton Music. Yes. And what about TikTok? I know you're a TikTok guy.
Yeah.
In
It's
fact,
Michael
I
B
get to
Tipton
see-
music too.
Is
yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Called
Because I
branding.
just saw you
branding.
doing a song the other day that I really liked. I don't know if that was a song that you have released or not.
Nope.
But it was just you were-
TikTok's kind of my little incubator where
I-
I'm like,
I figured,
yeah,
yes.
that's my first.
I thought that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, huh.
I don't have a ton of followers on there, and I appreciate that because I can just throw something out there and I have it recorded.
Yes. Yes.
I love
yes.
that.
Yeah.
So I have a last question. Can I ask?
Yeah, you betcha.
Okay. So tell me how your songwriting got to be part of the Discovery Channel and Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, so that
I need to
was
know this.
Molly Picture Club. And
Okay.
Molly Picture Club was kind of a garage rock with electronic beats kind of thing. And I think actually now, if the band was still around, this was like 2010 to 2013, 14 that we were playing. We did South by Southwest, we did tours, and we signed a sync deal. And one night, we got the email that, hey, we got you on Discovery Channel segments. Your first one is going to be Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So in true, broke musician, who we print off everything and we go to Buzzard Beach and sign it and get hammered.
Well done.
And
I remember, best question
tonight. And then we had a watch party. We were told, what episode it's going to be on. We had a watch party. And it was like the only episode of Keeping Up the Kardashians I ever watched. And it was a glorious 15 seconds of just a small part. My voice wasn't even on it. It was just the beats and the music and everything. And that was it. Yeah. We had to wait 23 minutes into the show. And oh my God, I still have to watch. And then it was there. And if anybody went to the restroom or went to grab a drink, they missed it.
That's a huge following, though. I mean, I don't watch it, but I know it's got a huge following.
I don't watch it, but I stayed in Calabasas, and that's where they lived. And so I tried to go up, and they were gated community. I went up. I was like, "Hi, I'm looking at some homes in here, and my realtor's going to meet me." And she just looked at me as, "Nope, you can turn around."
No,
I was like, "Darn,
no, you're not."
I just want to see the houses, but no, I was denied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really neat. I can't remember. I think that we had, when I first did my very first song I ever dropped out, it was a single called Siren, and it was it's all it has a drop in it, and so Kurt Coolidge actually put it out, and it was going to for sync and all this, and it was going to be this whole thing, and then I just kind of gave up on it. But it had a few things hit on it. It was just kind of fun, but I don't.
It's on
I didn't really follow
any
much.
Type of traction you can get on any song that you write is always kind of rewarding.
Absolutely,
so.
Good, bad, or indifferent. Right?
Yep,
absolutely.
Always it. All right, guys. Any last plugs you want to give the band? Any gigs that we didn't talk about coming up?
So we talked about Found a Job the 13th and the 19th of June, and then the Scoundrels will be at Up North Brewery. It's a new brewery in North Kansas City, kind of that little bar district that is up there.
What?
In North Kansas City. It's called Up North Brewery. We'll be there on the 20th of June.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else for the Scoundrels?
CD release.
Yeah. The album release at June 31st. We've got July's pretty full for us, so we'll be up in Excelsior Springs. We'll be out in Lawrence. We got Kansas City. So
what about what's Excelsior? Is that the farm?
No, that's we play at a place called Warbird Whiskey, and it's a little place downtown Excelsior. This is something that we've kind of discovered, especially with the country music, is you can play in Kansas City a lot, but where we've actually made fans that come to the city is all these small towns. So we've played a ton of just small towns, and then 6 months later, somebody will show up, and you'll be like, "Do I know you?" And they're like, "Yeah, I was out in,
Humboldt,
Kansas."
There's a whole case study about that, about play the perimeter of a town, and it pulls them in to the center. So
and they bring a table.
Smart. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for being here, Aaron.
Thank you.
Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
We will be out looking for you when this hits. It's obviously you'll have access, but when this comes out, but we'll make sure that we post up everything that we've learned tonight, and so you guys can get a little extra as well.
Love it.
But any last comments, Deann?
Just my pleasure. It was a pleasure to get to meet both of you and know you a little better. I've followed Michael Tipton on on social media for a while now. So, and my privilege to be on Kansas City Limits. So thank you.
Yeah. It's us. We're honored to have you with us. All right, guys. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it.
Support for this program provided by Kansas City Camping World, 2 locations, Green Valley, Missouri, and at the Legends, Kansas City, Kansas. Score Sports Bar and Grill, great food, ice cold drinks, and wonderful local live music. BAMOapp.com, one QR code connecting fans to everything with the band. Daybreak Recording Company, you create it, we handle the rest. And this program is provided by the Kansas City Limits Show, spotlighting local Kansas City musicians and much more.
Oh my gosh! I lost it. That is the one. That is